For the record, Tuesday, opening tip night basketball. What do we have? 6:49 left. Houston up on OKC. And I would guess with your Curry shirt on, you're a little excited about the first game of the season.
I am. It was perfect timing because it was a rough weekend for college football yet again for my Seminoles. So, it's basketball season. So I've got something to kind of fall back on during the week.
It is indeed basketball season. It's also Bengals.
Dude, that game, electric. I'm just saying. Joe Flacco winning the Icy Hot Bowl was crazy.
Icy Hot Bowl's crazy. I do have to say though, that does mean for the record games, 1-0 this year.
We love it. We love it.
And depending on how the Jets season goes, I might just not go to the Jets Jags game, and maybe we can keep that perfect record intact. Or maybe that's the one game we win this year. I don't know.
Hey, you never know. I think I was in chat with Weber, Matt, and Stevie, and they were trying to pick lines and stuff. And I sent a message, and I was like, "Hey, that Steelers line just isn't happening tonight. Bengals are 2-0 when I'm in attendance, and I'm at this game, so
Make it 3.
don't hit it. Yep, make it 3. So we're feeling good.
You did talk briefly about college football. I did make the picks for last week. I did split it. I went 5-5 with college.
Dude, college, it's a
nailed all
crazy
the
animal
late
there.
games. But all the early games, I was way off. So that didn't help whatsoever. But decent week for the NFL. Let's get into. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Let's get into the college stuff real quick, though. Yeah, you said it best. Your Knowles. I don't know what's going on. I think
And
USF stole all of FSU's power, like a Space Jam situation.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
the best
that
way I
must
can
be what's
describe
going
it.
on. That's that because USF's. Where did I see them at? They're top 20. I know that for sure. Oh man, I'll find it.
I got rankings right here. Let's see. USF is up to 18.
18. Okay. Yeah, I thought it could have been as much as 12, but it's a little too high for right now. They had a big game this week though at Memphis noon, who I believe is number 1 in their conference. Nope, it's Navy.
Yeah, because Navy's one loss, right?
No. No, they're 4-0.
Oof. Oh wow.
Actually, 4-0 in the conference, 6-0 overall.
Okay.
Everyone else is 1 loss.
Got it.
USF, Tulane, Memphis, North Texas.
Sheesh. Well, let's see what these scores look like from last week. There were only a couple. I mean, surprises is tough because a lot of the games went, I think, exactly how people were predicting them to go, which is probably why my picks were so off. But what I will say, we got a fun week of college football last week. We had games Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all through.
Yes.
Which is always how you know the holidays are kind of getting close. When your football schedule is every night. But looking here, I would say your first big upset is obviously Georgia Ole Miss, but even then I think Georgia was favored by, I think it was 6.5. Alabama kind of put the beat down in Tennessee. Vanderbilt LSU was a fantastic game of football.
That was a really good game of football. Tough for LSU fans, but Vandy kind of looked like the real deal.
At times, definitely at times. Georgia Tech might be the real deal.
Yeah, that scoreline doesn't speak to how one-sided that game was between Georgia Tech and Duke. Like, it was all Georgia Tech, all game long, pretty much.
BYU, great win over Utah. And the only other team that's kind of surprising is Virginia. Do you ever remember a good Virginia football team?
In my lifetime, I do not remember one. But I think that double OT win versus FSU really kind of propelled them because then they went ahead and beat Louisville in an OT the following week. So Virginia's riding a high right now, and we'll see. I mean, they could shake up CFP or the ACC because the ACC right now is in shambles.
Up in the air, yeah.
Yeah, it's anyone's game there.
Speaking of
with those
the
winning
ACC,
teams,
Clemson lost again.
Clemson lost again.
At
Florida
home.
State lost again. Like Clemson's not looking good. I'm not going to sit here and say it's time for Dabo, but it's time for Dabo to change something.
It's. I guess as OKC cuts the lead down to 2 now, I guess if you want to get into it, I think I would argue that college football. This is a take I'm cooking up right now. College football has such a wide spectrum of what their coaches look like, because there are coaches who are fired consistently just for the buyout. We got to get somebody new, like Billy Napier, 22 and 23, fired from Florida, right? Did he deserve more time? Maybe. James Franklin had been there for 10 years. Did he deserve more time? Maybe. They weren't bad. They had a couple bad games in a row.
Yeah.
But then you look at somebody like Dabo, who his highs were national championships. His highs were having Heismans and consistently being in the Final Four. This is a pretty low. So do you just ride this out and say, okay, well, if this is the worst it's going to be, he's proven that he can build a competent program, let's just trust him? Or do you pull the ripcord and say, let's get somebody else new in here, pay the buyout? Let's see, I don't know what his buyout is. That is the very first Google search.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot that goes into it.
Oh,
obviously. God. I mean, you look at James
Franklin.
Yeah, that's up. I mean, James Franklin was like 50.
Right, but I think he just signed a new contract last year. Or 2 years ago, which is why it was so high.
But I mean, he had been there. He doesn't, he doesn't have the national championships. But Penn State's been a front runner for how many years? Like their only hiccups are either not being able to beat Ohio State, Michigan, or Oregon. Right. So, they obviously you lose to arguably what was the worst record in college football. I mean, you lose to a winless UCLA, and you got your fans booing them. And I don't know if you saw the stands between like games 1 and 2, and now like it's leaning closer to that UCLA type. So I think they were just like, hey, we're good. We've been good. We were in the semifinals last year.
Right.
Like, this isn't what we're looking for. Like, let's not digress anymore.
The only note I'll probably make, the only time I'll bring it up, is now UCLA's won, I think, 3 in a row. So, yes, as bad as that looked in the moment, maybe at the end of the season they're going to look back and be like, actually, UCLA wasn't a bad team, they just had a bad run. But, I mean, it's inexcusable for the level of the program that they are. I think that's fair.
Indeed.
But let's fast forward. I mean, you kind of talked about USF this week. Here's your Saturday slate. UCLA actually travels to number 2 Indiana. And what an upset that would be.
That would be...
I don't think it'll happen, but...
I mean, it's a lot of things we don't think happen and
that
turn around. I mean...
Crazy.
I think Indiana definitely, they shouldn't be and probably are not sleeping on this game, especially after UCLA kind of turning things around a little bit. But I don't think UCLA, I don't think it's going to be easy.
No, and what I will say is Indiana's favored by 25.5 at the moment. So clearly the bettors don't think it's going to be a close game. But to your point, it was close for a reason against Penn State. We'll have to see. Your early games, your new Ole Miss at Oklahoma should be a great one. USF at Memphis, Virginia at North Carolina. Moving down as you get into your 3:30s, Alabama at South Carolina, Missouri at Vanderbilt's a good one. Your late games, Wisconsin at Oregon, Stanford at Miami. Oh, we got to talk about Miami. Texas A&M at LSU will be a great game.
I think LSU, there's a chance they find themselves out of the top 25 after this weekend. If they haven't been able to figure it out.
I think that's probably a given. I don't think they're going to figure it out. And there's the theme I want to have today is I actually went back and I listened to some of the takes that we had in the spring. As we talk, I'll briefly get into the baseball stuff, but one of the things that me and you had talked about was Miami. And I didn't see it with Carson Beck. I'm not saying that I was 100% right, but 4 picks is crazy.
4 picks is absolutely crazy. Granted, I will say, it was the 4th one. It got tipped. I was kind of in and out watching this game. I was spending time with family this weekend, but and then I believe he got up in the press conference and was maybe mentioning wrong route or something, and it's like, what are we gonna believe? The guy that just threw his 4th pick, or maybe it was communication? Maybe it was.
That was not a good look, though.
But yeah, definitely not a good look. You're
a super senior going up and potentially a high draft pick. I don't want to say first round because I don't think that he is projecting there at the moment. But somebody who has the strong possibility to play in the NFL, and you're getting up there after a 4-pick game, your team loses, and you're blaming it on the guy running the route. I'm like, dude, I don't know. That's some red flags, though. I didn't love that.
Even with the 3 interceptions prior to that, Miami was still in that game in the 4th quarter, which is just shows how much fight they have and how their defense was doing what they could. But when your quarterback's giving up the rock like that, there's only so much you can do. I think they bounce back. I don't think this Stanford team is that good per se.
Fair.
So.
I will say in his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, Carson Beck is at 7 interceptions and 9 touchdowns.
It's okay. It's not great. It's getting close to the NFL Jameis numbers.
When you're talking about they've played Bethune-Cookman, Louisville, and Florida, as well as FSU, no longer ranked, then at USF, and they blew them out. So, no, I don't. I do think that Miami's on fraud watch because let's see what the rest of their schedule looks like. I don't trust them after that. You've got Stanford, SMU, Syracuse, North Carolina State, Virginia Tech, Pitt. So you should walk through those games. You should finish your regular season with 1 loss. And then you're probably looking at playing Georgia Tech. Yeah, Georgia Tech or Virginia.
Yeah.
And that would be a great game, I think. But I think another loss in this schedule, and I think Miami's looking at the 15 seed.
I don't know. I'm looking at Louisville here too. There's a chance that Miami gets snubbed out of the ACC championship. Just because it's so wide open. Georgia Tech still undefeated. Louisville plays Boston College, Virginia Tech, California, Clemson, who we talked about earlier, doesn't look good. SMU, who's a decent team, and then Kentucky, who has fight, but I don't think is going to win that game. I don't know. I think Miami gets snubbed out after that loss.
Well, I would say the 2 things that I'll say going in the favor of Miami is that looking at the ACC standings now, SMU still in their calendar is 3rd right now, and they have to go away to SMU. Right under SMU is Pitt. They have to go away to Pitt. So you pick up 2 good, convincing wins there away at SEC teams. To me, maybe that balances it out. because that Louisville loss is going to hurt, but also Louisville's 5-1.
Their one loss to Virginia in OT.
Right. So,
but they've got the head to head over Miami now. So assuming we'll assume Georgia Tech, Louisville went out ACC wise.
No, that's a good point. Yeah,
then
they're going to have to. Louisville's got, we said, Boston College, Virginia Tech, Cal, Clemson, SMU, Kentucky.
Yeah, which is 4 ACC games left for them.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, SMU holds a lot of power, and what the rest of this conference is going to look like.
Being relatively new to the conference as well.
And actually, if we want to get spicy with it, if SMU wins out at 5-2 right now, but 3-0 in the conference, they'd put Miami on 2 losses. You'd put Louisville on 2 losses. You might sneak your way into an ACC championship game.
Yeah, ACC is going to be fun to watch here down the stretch.
For a team, as you said earlier, it's kind of all over the place. But yeah, I don't know. We're getting to that fun time where there's some good games. I don't know about I think that there's such a dominance by the top teams, right? Your Ohio States, you'll throw Oregon in there. I'll throw Penn State, and whoever else. Your perennial. They're always going to be there. Alabama's going to somehow show up. Georgia's back in it. So it's kind of like I'm glad that they expanded the playoff because that's going to give these other teams a chance to show up and try something. Right? The Boise States, the Indianas, the
Arizona State.
I don't know. I think it's cool. That's my, come Mr. Controversial over here. I think it's cool. But I wanted to talk about, we don't get a lot of things right. I mean, that's sports, right? And making predictions. That's why most people lose money when they bet. I get that. But I did go back and listen to some of the predictions we had for baseball.
Okay.
And of course, we had the Dodgers in the World Series because us and everybody else. But we did have the Blue Jays.
I do remember this take.
Advancing to the ALCS. We had them losing to the Rangers, but we had the Blue Jays there. And I will take a little bit of credit for that. The other thing that we also talked about was, and I don't know, I must have blacked out over the summer. As soon as the draft happened and we talked about it with White's there, I did say the Jets were going to be bad. I didn't know it was going to be this bad. I did say, take the risk with Fields. Worst case scenario, you lose a lot. You draft somebody high. This is the worst case scenario.
You're here.
Did you see the Jets owner's Woody Johnson's comments today?
I did not see his comments today. I will note that I flew back Sunday, and so I was like, dang, I'm going to miss NFL football. However, Delta's got live TV, so I was able to watch one game, and it was this Panthers-Jets game that I had to watch.
They should have forced that plane to land.
It was just Fox.
Torture.
So it was, because I was trying to nap, couldn't. There was always something but nothing going on at the same time in that game. I will say the one positive thing I got from that is your coach won 2 challenges. That was probably the only thing that I could pull from that.
It's the first thing we've won all year, so
I was like, hey, you got those. Take that silver lining and run with it. But anyway, I did not see his comments. What did he say?
Comments were actually today. So they had their annual owners meeting. Woody Johnson comes in, and the very first thing he says to the media mob that are all standing there, like, oh yeah, what do you got? And he goes, I don't have a lot to say. He ended up having a 7-minute answer about Justin Fields and the offense and everything else. So apparently they're planning on change on quarterback, which, surprise, surprise, I mean, Justin Fields was benched at halftime. I hate to say
he threw for 46 yards or something, 47 yards.
He seems like a nice kid. But at that point, just pull somebody off the practice squad. Pull whoever your third quarterback is who's making $25,000. Like, just let them try. Clearly, Fields is not the answer.
Yeah,
and I don't think Tyrod Taylor is the answer either.
He did come in and throw 2-3 picks.
2, yeah, and they were breakers too because he drove all the way down the field.
Mm-hmm, which is tough, but he looked great up until that last throw. And
yes.
What are we now? 5, 6 games in?
7.
We're 7 games in. He hasn't played hardly at all. So give him the start for a game and let him get in the flow. He had to come in a game you were losing, so he's making trying to make risky big plays, which I'm fine with. I'm a big Jameis fan though.
Mm-hmm.
So
True.
I'm cool with the 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions if we're winning football games. So I think, let's see what this game looks like if they let him start.
The one game he did start was Tampa, which was obviously went to the wire for them to kick the field goal to win it.
Yeah.
So to your point, in the one game where there's a bigger sample size, Tyrod Taylor's looked competent, at least. I mean, not league average, right?
Yeah. And, Justin Fields has looked below league average. So
well below league average. So here are the comments that the owner came out and said. As far as picking the quarterback, it's completely up to the coach. He said that he's the expert. That's what they get paid to do, which, thank God, because in years past he would have, or his. Did you ever read the story about his son?
Mm-mm.
So Woody Johnson's son, his name is Brick. 15 or 16-year-old or something. Yeah.
Woody and Brick, okay.
Would basically make comments to his dad about who should be playing based off of their Madden rating.
Well.
And then Woody would go to the coach and be like, hey, here's who I think should be playing. And the coach was like, why? And then the story comes out, it was because his son was just playing Madden and was like, hey, this guy's better than this guy. So
he's just going off stats. It's Moneyball.
It's Moneyball. So anyways, now him saying that, hey, it's up to the coach, I think that's growth. We're showing growth here. But he said, he said it's hard when you have a quarterback with a rating that he's got. I mean, he has ability, but something just is not jiving. You have to play consistently at that position, and that's what we're going to try to do for the remainder of the season. If we can just complete a pass, it would look good.
I mean,
the offense is not clicking. And you can't run the ball if you can't pass the ball. That's football 101. This is about releasing Aaron Rodgers. I never look back. You have to look forward to football. Even when you cut players, they could be a Hall of Famer. You just never know. But Aaron's playing great. He's in a situation that works for him. I do believe in Aaron Glenn. I've known Aaron since '96. If I were a player, I'd respond to him because he's the real deal. Blah, blah, blah. But that was the main stuff. Got to complete a pass.
Complete a pass. Yeah. Get a first down.
No, that would be too much. Right now, you're talking crazy.
Nothing is more gut-wrenching than coming out, fresh game, new day, 3 and out. Or having a punt on that first drive. Ugh.
But that's enough. That's enough depressing. We don't need to bring the mood down. We did talk briefly about Steelers and Bengals, like you said, the Icy Hot, the Old Man Bowl. Joe Flacco looked
incredible.
Legit.
I know you saw Jamar Chase cheesing at the end of the game too.
See, I was in a tough spot because I had Jamar on one of my fantasy teams. In the other league, I was playing against him. So I'm cheering for every catch. So I'm oh man, I don't need you getting 38.
I only need this much points out of you for my sake, and to limit how much the other guy's getting. I don't want it to be too crazy.
Hey, maybe a regular game. Maybe just
just
5 catches. Not what I don't know. He finished with 15 or 16.
Yeah, something crazy.
16 catches, 161 yards, and a touchdown. That was excessive. I don't need that much. But we talked Panthers, Jets. The early game, Rams, Jags.
That was a blowout. Goodness.
By the time I checked the score, because I was reffing this weekend, so it was probably Game kicked off at 9:30. I probably looked at it like 10:15ish. It was 14-0.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that was quick.
Yeah, Stafford was making it look like backyard football.
The only other note I'll say is the Jags, like, drove down the field a lot and got no points. They had 6 straight drives of no points. And I think 4 of those 6 drives they got into Rams territory. And do they hate their kicker? Like, what's going on?
This is the same guy that was hitting 70-yarders. I don't understand how you can't get to the half line and kick a field goal.
I mean, if you pick up points on all of those, this is a different game.
Yes.
What made you think that you have to go forward on every drive? I don't know about that. Like, I don't know. That was confusing to me because why are you going for it every single time? 4th and 8. Let's go for it. No. Kick the field goal. Again, this goes back. Call the fan that's upstairs, that's sitting next to the offensive coordinator. Hey, Joe, what do you think we should kick the field goal?
Dude, call the 16-year-old playing Madden.
Call Brick.
Yeah.
Hey, you have Cam Little who can kick 68-yard field goals. He could have had 21 points today. But alas. That was Rams Jags. Did you see the story about the Rams? About their flight patterns on the way into London?
No.
So, first off, Sean McVay, crazy person. But, like, in the best way for football. They flew into London Saturday morning.
Okay.
Spent one night at a hotel. Woke up. Kicked some ass the next day. Flew out on Sunday. Most teams, when they fly to London, fly over the Monday or Tuesday before your game. So they're there for 5 days to adjust and set up your stuff, and you practice there. And Sean McVay, they flew in 24 hours before the game started.
Yeah. Why not? Then you get a full week of prep at your facilities. And
Makes
you don't have to set up nothing, it's all set up.
They probably don't even check into the hotel. They just sleep on the bus. Like, why not?
Yeah, you just, you clock out Friday after, walkthroughs or film or whatever.
You kiss the wife.
Grab your suitcase,
have dinner on Friday night.
Uh-huh.
Have your cup of coffee at home Saturday.
Team dinner with film. Go home, grab your suitcase, flight in the morning. And then flight back, film Sunday night.
Yeah, that was... I love that because, one, I do think that that's going to change the way that teams handle that international travel. Because, like, yeah, of course I want to be home. I'll be home for 4 days. I'm going to take a quick little 24-hour business trip, win a football game, and I'll be home before the weekend's over.
Yeah.
I guarantee you those guys are probably home before the late Sunday night game was done. So you're waking up Monday morning and you're in bed. Perfect.
Yeah.
Saints Bears. Saints are feisty, but I don't think there's anything there. The Bears looked okay though.
They did. Sure, they're looking good, but I feel like it's easy to look good against the Saints. So
that's valid. Another team it's easy to look good against, Browns Dolphins. This was another one of those games that pick, score. I did start Judkins and his 3 touchdowns.
Nice.
It was very helpful, but... And I'll have a question for you when we get to the end of it, but I don't know. I think you feel good if you're a Browns fan because you're like, wow, that was really good. If you're a Dolphins fan, you've got to be.
You're in the gutter.
Your season's over.
Like, yeah, it's chalked.
Pats Titans, same thing. I think 2 teams that are kind of going in different directions for their trajectory. Right, both had down years the last couple of seasons. Titans pick up Cam Ward. Patriots pick up Drake May and a new coach. Titans already fired their coach this year. Clearly, they're staying in the basement of the league. Patriots look okay.
Patriots look fine. I think, they could be one of those teams that you get a little later in the season and they're pulling playoff teams out, quite possibly pushing themselves up.
I know they're ahead of the Bills right now because the Bills were off this week. I don't think they'll win the division. I don't think so. I think they're still probably a year or two away from competing for that, but they'll push. Like you said, they'll push some of these teams around, which is exciting for them. You love a good rebuild, especially when it new young quarterback, give them a chance. That's exciting for them. Raiders Chiefs, another team. Raiders, I pass the sticks. It was over. I feel bad. My team lost. We are 0-7, and I feel worse for some of these other teams on Sunday because that was bad.
Yeah, that was putting up a goose egg is in the NFL is crazy work,
and against the divisional rival too.
Yeah, so just completely sat down in the corner and all right, we'll be back. Don't worry.
The one thing I'll say briefly about the Chiefs is we did talk about this after week 2 or week 3 of like, hey, we looked at their schedule. We said, hey, they're gonna have to bounce back against these teams, and to their credit, they've done it.
Yes, they've answered.
They have answered.
They've put a couple puzzle pieces together, starting to look like the Chiefs that we all know.
Now, I will say their next 4 games is a doozy. Commanders, Monday Night Football. At the Bills.
Jaden Daniels hurt. That might not
be.
Right, yeah, that might not be.
That might not be the game. Yeah, that might not be.
Yeah.
That would be the easiest game, I think, of the 4. At the Bills.
Definitely a tough one.
Bye. At the Broncos.
Who?
Mile High.
We'll touch on them in a second.
Host the Colts.
3 of arguably the top 5 teams in the league. Yeah.
So as much as we talked about, like, yes, their run of Chargers, Eagles, Ravens, Lions, but you come out of those games 2-2, right? Losses to Chargers and Eagles. You beat the Ravens. You beat the Lions 2-2. You're looking at what are they right now? 4-3.
Yeah.
This next 4-game stretch, to be fair, like you said, the Commanders depend on Jaden Daniels. But if you can come out of this 4-game stretch, 2-2? You'd be 6-5 going into Cowboys, Texans, Chargers. Titans would be a win, and then Broncos again, Raiders again. I don't know. Okay, let me say this. There is a path for them to get into the playoffs. For them to win the division, you have to beat Denver twice because Denver's 5-2 right now.
Yes.
And
Denver,
we'll find out in about a month.
Denver's not giving up on football games right now.
We are about to get to them. Broncos, Giants. And you want to talk about teams that, again, opposite ends of the spectrum. Giants were up 19-0 going into the 4th in Denver with Mr. Good Vibes, Batman and Robin, Jackson Dart, Cam Scadaboo. Like, everything's going right. I mean, to have Denver blanked after 3 quarters is impressive in itself. And then I don't know what happened. I don't think there's an explanation for the final 15 minutes of that football game.
Football gods.
Yeah. There were 2 different touchdowns that were tipped and bobbled. One for the Giants that scored, and then one for the Broncos, or vice versa. Bo Nix runs for 2 touchdowns, all in the 4th quarter. Jackson Dart runs in for a touchdown. Broncos win 32-30. Sorry, 33-32. It was one of those games that, like, you're looking at the box score, and I'm like, oh, there's not enough time. There's no way there's enough time. Wait a second. No. There's no way that. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, they're coming. They're driving down the field again.
It turns out there's Way more than enough time that they need.
Oh, again, maybe we need to add Bo next to the list of the Baker Mayfields of like, hey, if there's 90 seconds left, there's enough time for that chance. That does push the Broncos to 3-0 at home. And does that make you feel any different about the Giants and what they're doing?
It doesn't. I mean, like you said, to blank the Broncos for 3 quarters is in and of itself like an achievement there. You got to play fourth quarters, and I don't want to say anything, any kind of morale or attitude or tone was different. Denver just had that dog in them in the fourth quarter because, like you said, tipped and bobbled passes. Like, these guys are making plays, both quarterbacks running for at least 1 touchdown in the fourth. They're out here making plays. They just came up a few inches short.
OKC's at 112-107 right now. 2 minutes left in overtime.
In OT, yeah, I saw they were up 1 point with like 45 seconds left.
For 3. Got it. All right, next one, Eagles-Vikings. This was not, as much as this looked like a close game, this was not a close game. Eagles definitely put the beat down on the Vikings. Carson Wentz looked like he belonged in the Old Man Bowl, but not the good one. I will say one of the better games that we've seen from Jalen Hurts as a passer.
Yes.
Finished 19 for 23, 326, 3 touchdowns. That, to me, I think is the best the Eagles have looked all season. That reminds me of them last year.
Yes.
And I will say, whether it's the Golden Statification of, well, we don't have to worry about anything until playoffs. This is the game that kind of reminds the league of like, okay, maybe we don't want to play them. Maybe we need to figure our game plan out first before we go up. Because Saquon's having a quiet year. AJ Brown was having a quiet year until the last 2 or 3 weeks, and now Jalen Hurts has looked vintage. But at 5-2, again, you expect them to clean up with that division again, and probably be a top 2 team in the NFC.
Yeah, I can see that. It definitely looked like whatever meetings and stuff we were talking about last week when all that was going down, whatever it was definitely showed. AJ Brown 2 touchdowns, like you said. Jalen Hurts going off. I think he had a perfect passer rating that game.
158.3.
Which now we've got those clicking, and then they've got Saquon still too. So if they look like this, they're gonna continue to win football games and be a contender.
Colts Chargers, which this was a good game. This was also not a close game. Chargers picked up a couple points late in the second half to make this appear closer than it was, but it was 23-3 at halftime. Justin Herbert attempted 55 passes. Jonathan Taylor scored 3 touchdowns. And the rookie tight end for the Chargers, Gadsden, had 164 yards. So this was the Pat Statty Bowl, if I've ever seen one. But I don't know. We might have to take the Colts seriously now. I don't know what else to do.
I think it's definitely time to start taking them seriously.
I don't want to believe that a Daniel Jones-led offense is this good, but they leave me no choice.
Yeah.
This might be the best team in football. And my issue is looking at their schedule. Titans, Steelers, Falcons, they might be 9-1. I don't see those 3 teams stopping them. So you might be 9-1 heading to KC after a bye. So they'll get a bye after the Falcons,
which would be the biggest test for KC, I think. Agreed. This season.
But let's say you lose that game. right? That's November 23rd. So let's say you're 9-2 after that. Texans, so rivalry games. Texans, Jags. Let's assume you win both, or even if you split them, you're 10-3 at the Seahawks, 49ers, Jags, Texans. If you pick up 2 more wins out of those last 4, you're 12-5. So what I mean by that is they've had such a great start to this season at 6-1 that if they go, what I say, if they go 6-4 over the next 10 games, you're a 12-win team. You're top of your division for sure. Probably a top 2 team in the AFC.
I hope I put the Colts in the playoffs because that's.
I know none of us did. I can promise you that.
Oof, yeah, because they're winning this division.
Big time.
Like, big time.
Especially after how the Jags looked.
Yeah, with the Jags looking like that, the Texans haven't looked good, and then the Titans, we already talked about them. They're winning this division, and then I do think on any given day they beat the Bills, they beat whoever comes out of the AFC North, and barring some superhero performance like the Broncos had this past weekend, they beat anyone in that division too.
Here's what I'll say, and I think this kind of applies to a couple teams. They are reminiscent of a team that you don't want to face in the playoffs. They run the ball really well. You have a quarterback that doesn't turn it over a lot. You have a really good defense. That is not somebody, I don't care how good your team is, that's not somebody you're excited to play.
It's a nightmare to watch film and prepare for.
Exactly. So I do think that the human in me loves the story of the owner passing away and like this being the run that they go on. Like, what a cool story. And I think it's the daughter or his wife who's there every game now, and like has the headset, is yelling at the guys like on their ass, and like I love that because that is somebody you're invested in the team, you're invested in the guys that you have, and you want them to be successful.
Yeah.
Again, I don't want to bring it back to the Jets, but like night and day from I'm at the game, I'm supporting the guys, I'm pushing them to be better. I'm not just hot-shotting some comments when the media comes and asks. So I wish them nothing but the best. That would be a great story for them going into the playoffs. And I don't, do I think Daniel Jones has it in him? I didn't think he did at the start of the season, so I don't think I'm the guy to judge him. But he's got the best team in football right now at 6-1. Commies at the Cowboys. Again, not a close game. Sorry,
not at all.
Close game.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, CeeDee Lamb comes back, and then Dak's looking good. All the gears were turning for him this game, and they blew Washington out. Now, Daniels left. Was it first half? Maybe early in the second.
I think it was early in the second. Early in the third quarter, I thought.
But it was already kind of over.
It was.
At least by momentum-wise.
This game started with a ton of points, early and often. I think by the end of the first quarter, it was already 17-8, so it was quick. But Cowboys look okay. And I hate to say it because I definitely took the under for them, but the Cowboys look okay.
I took the under, and I see it every single day. I'm going to this game is tied. 7 seconds left in OT.
Yeah, I'm watching it here.
SGA, foul. Okay.
They had one foul to give.
4.7.
I have a funny feeling that this podcast is going to turn a lot more into basketball as we get into the fall and winter. Which is fine by me because my Knicks should be a contender in the East. 3-2 blocked. No foul. Double OT. Ooh.
Crazy.
No, they're arguing
all right.
Something. They're calling something.
There's no way they're calling something.
Dagenhalt is incensed about something. Oh, they're trying to say Kevin Durant called a timeout, but they don't have any timeouts.
That's a tech.
Let's see. But can you review that? Oh, he called a timeout. Oh, with .3 or 4 left.
No.
But is that reviewable?
I don't see why not.
Oh, they all put their hands together for timeouts.
He was just clapping, right?
Oh,
He was just clapping.
I'm so glad we haven't talked about that because that had me fuming.
He was just clapping.
Nope, not recognized for the timeout. So they go
Exactly.
double OT. He was just clapping. He was Kirby Smarting it up.
I did see Lane Kiffin joke about it during the game versus Georgia. He called a timeout and they called a timeout, and they went over to the ref and was like, "Hey man, I was just clapping," and they both kind of laughed about it.
I feel bad because Ole Miss definitely deserved to win that game, but those are the SEC referees for you. Packers Cardinals kind of turned into a fun game at the end there, but obviously Packers were a better team. Cardinals still missing Kyler Murray, so Jacoby Brissett had to play, but kind of just shows that there are competent backup QBs out there in the league.
Yes.
And Michael's favorite Falcons fell to the Niners for Sunday Night Football. Falcons 3-3. Niners up to 5-2 though, still without Brock Purdy, but I do think he'll be back next week. So we'll have to keep an eye on monitor that. And then the 2 Monday night games. Lions beat the Bucks in a game that wasn't particularly close, 24-9. Jahmyr Gibbs 17 carries for 136 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Seahawks beat the Texans. Seahawks 5-2 now.
Seahawks looking scary. Bucks humbled a little bit. They didn't really. I mean,
they're also a walking IR list.
Yes. Now Mike Evans out for
probably
the season.
Yeah. Broken collarbone.
Yep. Egbuka back first game. So
but
I don't know if we expect. Yeah, Bucky Irving's still out. They're hurt, but I think we expect a little bit more than 9 points out of them.
Yeah, but to your point,
the Lions looked phenomenal.
Lose to somebody.
Yeah, the Lions looked phenomenal. So, it's tough to beat them on a slightly above average day. I want to say that's an above average day for them, but yeah, it's a tough team to beat. They're no joke. They're not the 2-loss team they were last year, or 3. 2. But they're still
fifth.
They still got those cats on their team.
Yeah, for sure, a good team. And then looking ahead to this week, our Thursday night game, Vikings at the Chargers. That game's kind of depend on if J.J. McCarthy's playing, because if it's Carson Wentz, you need to take the Chargers minus 3.5. Jets Bengals. There was a very small part of me that thought preseason, it's like, hey, we did the Reds and Mets thing. We could have this Jets Bengals, this rivalry episode. Just take the Bengals. I don't care.
Just take the Bengals.
They might call me, I don't know. I haven't looked at my phone. I might have missed. Haven't
checked the email. Yeah, check your junk files too.
I mean, you were in Cincinnati. They might have offered you the job. I don't know. But no, that is not going to be a fun game to watch. The only thing I'm excited for is I still have Jamar Chase, so he should rack up some good points. Dolphins Falcons. Why? There's no
Falcons.
Need.
Yeah, Falcons all day at home.
Browns Pats, same thing. No need to watch that. Giants Eagles.
I don't know. Why?
You think so?
The Browns with Dylan Gabriel now, Judkins toting the rock a little bit. Now, if New England is what we say they are, they will completely squash what I just said and just turn this into, hey, No, we're not
I
losing
guess
to
we'll
the
find out.
Browns, but the Browns have fight in them, so you can't sleep on the Browns this season.
Giants Eagles, which is funny because this game was just 2 weeks ago. But
Yes,
I'll say this: I don't think it'll happen. If the Giants somehow come out and do this again in Philly, Eagles are frauds. I'll put my stamp.
calling it. All right,
I don't think it will happen, but if it does, the Giants, who are 0-4 away, going into divisional rival Philly, who just came off of that awesome win.
frauds.
Yeah, frauds. Eagles are not winning the championship. I'll call it there.
Okay,
Bills Panthers, sneaky good game. Panthers 4-3, first time over 500. I think it's 3 years.
good Lord.
Bears Ravens. Supposedly Lamar's back. We'll know more probably by Wednesday or Thursday if he's back to practicing. But
If he's back and healthy, I'm taking Ravens.
I will say this: they clearly think so because the Ravens are favored by 6.5 points.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How is he? I'm sorry. Continue. I was gonna say I was just looked at the next game because I looked at that spread and I saw the first thing I saw was Houston favored by 1.5 versus San Fran. There's no way.
There's two. Yeah. Again, free money. I told you to take Carolina minus 1.5. If it has to be that the people don't believe in the Niners, because yes, as much as they did beat Atlanta, like Mac Jones did not look good, and that's the only thing I can think of. Because what?
Yeah.
Same thing with the next game. Bucks are only 3.5 point favorites over the Saints.
I think even without Mike Evans, we're more than 3.5 point favorites. But divisional rival, this game does
In New
always
Orleans.
end up dicey.
It'll get crazy. There will be a last second touchdown, but I still don't think it's that close. Same with the next one. Cowboys Broncos. I do think the Broncos are probably 3.5 points better than the Cowboys.
I do, but if they come out and get skunked in the first half, I think
That would be tough.
as good as the Giants may be, that's going to be a tougher call there to come back in that one.
You want to talk about a predicted blowout?
I think I'd
Colts?
take those points there.
14.5 point favorites over the Titans.
I think I'd take those points.
I think we will be taking those points. And then Packers Steelers is your Sunday night game.
I might take Packers 2.5, but I don't know about 3.5.
Yeah, that's tight. And then your Monday night, you've got, like you said, the Commies and the Chiefs. We'll have to see if Jaden Daniels plays. Right now, that's KC 10.5. Ugh. I will say 6 teams on a bye is diabolical. NFL.
Short
What are
week
you
of football,
doing?
yeah.
Ugh.
Not a whole lot of games to
And not a whole lot of good games.
get your tennis match going.
So there were 2 quick things I wanted to say, and one of those was looking at these teams, and my first question is, which NFL team is in the worst situation? And I think there's a couple possibilities. Obviously, there's one I'm leaning towards pretty heavily, but like as a franchise, which club is in the worst situation? Because I'll flip it on you. I think the best situation for a bad team is the Ravens, because I still think there's a chance that they do come back and make the playoffs.
Yes.
with
Are
people
you,
coming back healthy.
you're talking about like this season.
This is like currently right now.
Are we eliminating one team just by default?
No, I just want your answer.
No. Okay.
Because it's not the Jets for me.
That was going to be my, hey, let's eliminate one team by default. But taking a second look at it, I think if you're the Dolphins, you're in a really tough spot.
That is exactly who I had in mind.
You're in a really, really tough spot. As bad as the Jets are, hold on, let me take a look at They beat you guys week 4. But they got to play you guys on December 7th.
Right.
If they continue this path, I mean, you just put up 6 points on the Browns. And I know I just said we can't sleep on the Browns this season, but like you lost to, at the time, arguably the worst team in the league, the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
And then you turn around and, you lose to the Chargers. We expected that. But then you turn around and only put up 6 points against arguably another one of the worst teams in the league. Like, they're in a really, really bad spot. Like, you guys could at least, like your plan. Like, sure, you spent money on Fields. You put in a new guy. You bring over the guy selling hot dogs in the stands, have him play quarterback, and maybe he throws more than 50 yards.
Yeah.
Maybe. And, you can work. You're already jostling for the first-round draft pick next year, so maybe you get somebody good and you double your wins this year. Hopefully you get at least one, because 2 times 0 is 0.
Fair.
But, like, you guys you're bad, but you're not, like, that bad off for the next couple years. Like, the Dolphins are... This McDaniels experiment is it's not like he was good, he was crafty. You guys put up 70 points, or they put up 70 points. Was it last year? Two years ago, I think. 2 years ago. It looked good. That's looks good on the resume, but you've done literally nothing this season.
So here are my stats for you, because I would agree that I think that Miami's in the worst situation. If you were to go to points scored.
Okay.
As a team, right? As abysmal as the Jets have been, and don't get me wrong, it's been abysmal. I mean, we're down there for sure. But if you're looking at points scored, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams that have scored less total points than the Jets. Would you like to guess those 6 teams?
Sure. Let's go for it. We are going less than the Jets.
Less than the Jets, yep.
Okay, 1 has to be the Dolphins.
No. Dolphins have scored more than the Jets have.
Okay, all right. We'll go with Cardinals.
Nope.
All right, I'm bad at this. Saints.
There
we go. We're getting there. Raiders. Titans. Texans. How many is that? 4? 5?
4. You're at 4. You have 2 more.
Did I already say Browns?
You're
Okay.
not going to get this one.
It's not the Panthers.
It is not the Panthers.
I'm going to do one guess, and then I'm going to ask NFC, AFC. Ravens?
It is not the Ravens.
It's the Bengals.
It is the Atlanta Falcons.
Okay. Yeah, no, I was not going to get that one.
And then let's go to points against. Teams that have conceded more points.
Okay.
There are 6 teams that have conceded more points than the Jets.
Okay, this one is the Bengals.
All
right. Dolphins? Texans?
Not the Texans.
No? Okay, no. They're not that
bad. Texans have given up the least amount of points in the league.
How does that make sense?
It doesn't make any sense. And that's my point. It's like... that's why I saw that number and I was like, I want to tell you this because that's crazy to me. The Texans have only given up 88 points in 6 games. For reference, your Cincinnati Bengals have given up 214 points in 7 games. They're averaging conceding 30 points a game.
30.
Meanwhile, the Texans give up 12 points a game. No,
and lose
14 points a game.
All right.
So
that's crazy.
Bengals, yes. Dolphins, yes.
Bengals, yes. Dolphins, yes. Titans.
Titans, yes. This one does have...
I'm just looking at a list of teams. Conceded. Raiders?
Nope. Raiders are right there with the Jets, though.
I keep guessing them.
think one-win teams.
All right, hold on. Pull up my standings here.
And then I think team that has a bad defense.
Saints,
Saints are there. Two more teams.
Ravens.
Ravens are there. And your Dallas Cowboys.
You know, I wanted to guess them because the tie versus the Giants. And, like, Dak is leading the league, or is top 2-3 in the league for passing in touchdowns. Pretty sure.
I say all that to say this. I have one more thing for you, and it's your point differential. So, team points scored minus points conceded. Jets have 5 teams that are worse than them. Titans, Bengals, Raiders, Dolphins, Saints. So you're telling me, if I'm going straight off the numbers, that is 0-7. I mean, the basement. It is nothing has been worse. Everybody's hurt. Our quarterback sucks. We can't throw for more than 40 yards in a game. And these teams are having worse statistical seasons. Like, take the Jets fandom out of it. What the hell are these other teams doing? And that's my point is, like, okay, if things are rock bottom for us, we're not even at the bottom. I'm okay. Clearly there's room to grow.
Yeah.
I don't think we're in the worst situation. But if you're the Saints, is Spencer Rattler the answer? Maybe. Is Tyler Shuck the answer? I don't know. We haven't seen him. You still have a couple pieces there, right? Olave's only 25. Kamara's probably going to get traded, but there's things there to build on. They're feisty. They'll fight for their coach. Bengals, as bad as the defense is, I think they're going to be okay, especially when Burrow gets back. Like, that is a team that just needs its leader. Titans haven't figured it out yet. Ward, number 1 picked up Cam Ward. I don't know if Cam Ward's the answer. Maybe he will be with time, but I think it's too early to tell.
Yeah, I think they need to add a couple more pieces to really get that going.
The Browns, to be fair, Dylan Gabriel looks okay. The Giants are happy with the guys that they have. But my goodness, the teams who I would not want to be right now are the Arizona Cardinals. Because you're telling me that this team looks more competent without Kyler Murray, who you've spent a boatload of money on, but can't stay healthy and can't play a full season. You have Marvin Harrison Jr., who, I hate to say it, looks like a bust. And was the top, what was he, number 3 pick?
Yeah, I'll double check that
pick?
for you.
I don't know. I know he was top 5. And that team, again, was supposed to be more. And I know that, the running back room has had injuries. I get that. But that's a team that I think was more prepared to compete this year than being 2-5. And the fact that they're in a division that is so competitive.
He was the number 4 pick behind Caleb Williams, Jane Daniels, and Drake May.
So again, you look at that draft and you're like, did we pick the wrong guy? Yeah, you did.
He went before Rome Odunze,
who's having a great season. But the issue, Cardinals are 2-5. The other 3 teams in their division are all 5-2. So your season's over. You're not making the playoffs as a wild card. You're not going to win your division. And those teams that are fantastic in your division are just going to beat you up again when you play them another time.
Yep.
So, to me, not a place I'd want to be. Place number 2 is the Raiders. What an awful organization. And I think there was a little bit of hope that Geno Smith could come in and figure some things out, but you give him a big contract, and it hasn't worked out, and that sucks. But also bringing Pete Carroll off his couch.
Bless you.
Makes me sick. And then
Perfect.
Yeah, that was great. The last one is the Dolphins. Like you said, 2 is not the answer. Mike McDaniel's not the answer. Oh, God.
Yeah, you're allergic to them, too.
I would not want to be in charge of that rebuild. Oh, man. Yeah, that's what I get.
We got to start talking about your Jets.
I'll stop season. But yeah, so that's what I have for my bottom of the barrel. But I'm gonna need Michael on because I'm already draft 2026. Keep this third eye open. You know what I mean? So,
I'm sure he's got a mock draft for you.
Oh, I'm sure he's mock draft 8 right now. He's deep in mock drafts. He's gonna tell me the 32nd best left guard that I'm ready to take in the 8th round. But I know we're right at an hour here. OKC wins it, double OT.
Wow. What a thriller.
Yeah.
Tip off NBA.
I want your NBA picks. We'll do full standings and full breakdowns, but I need your MVP, your Eastern Conference Final, Western Conference Finals, and your NBA champ.
Okay, MVP's tough.
It is.
MVP's tough. We'll go Eastern Conference Finals.
Mm-hmm.
Is going to be I think it's going to be Knicks. Knicks Cavs.
Okay. And who wins in how many games?
We'll say Knicks in 5. No, Knicks in 7.
I could say Knicks in 5 is a little rich for my blood. I'll take Knicks in 7 though.
Knicks in 7.
Okay.
West. Damn. I mean, watching this game here, we'll go OKC.
Yeah.
And am I biased?
No chance.
Am I?
No. I mean, you could pick them.
They called me a madman, right? Weitzer's favorite line.
Yeah, the Falcons are 3-3, so I don't know.
Ooh, I'm gonna pick it just cause I'm gonna send it.
Okay.
Warriors in 5.
Warriors.
No, I'm not gonna double down on that. Warriors in 6.
I need whatever you're taking. I need some of that.
Dad Waters, Mick Ultra.
You said Nuggets in 7.
Warriors in 6.
Warriors in 6. Okay, so then Knicks Warriors is your finals.
Knicks Warriors is my finals. Yeah, I'll take my Warriors over your Knicks.
In how many?
Just because I can. 7. Exciting finals.
So whoever gave you a microphone, that's their problem. All right, so Warriors in 6 over the Knicks, sure. And who's your MVP?
Finals MVP?
No, total for the season.
Total for the season. See, that's my thing. I don't know. I feel like it could be.
If you're gonna go Warriors winning the championship.
Yeah, but they pick that before the finals.
Okay, well, how high would you have the Warriors? 2 seed, 3 seed?
Maybe coming up from like 4 or 5.
Okay.
4 or 5, figuring it out.
Okay. So probably not.
Is it weird to say SGA back to back? I don't think LeBron does it with the way the team's built. We'll go Ant. We'll go Ant.
Okay.
Ant Edwards.
That'd be fun. I'd love to see him win the MVP. Just want to see him with that speech. I'm also gonna go Cavs next. I'll let my bias show. I'll go Knicks in 6.
Knicks in 6.
That would be a lot of fun here. We kind of have the Cavs number in the playoffs the last couple of years, so I would expect. And we actually start with them first game of the season tomorrow.
Nice.
So that'll be fun. And then West, I'll go OKC. I think I'm going to go OKC over... Oh, boy. I'm going to say Denver.
Okay.
But some something's tempting me to pick LA, and I don't like it. I don't like it. I'll say that. But Luka, being there a year under his belt, eating avocado toast every morning, something's pushing me towards leaning that direction.
Okay.
I don't hate Golden State though. I just don't think. I think they're too old. I think
That's fair.
It's the grandpa club over there. But I think they'll be competent. Like you said, I think they'll make the playoffs. And once you get to the playoffs, who knows? But how they kind of bowed out last year has me
A little tough, yeah.
a little skeptical. I will go OKC over the next day. I can't do New York to win the whole thing. If that does happen, I'll be eternally surprised and grateful.
You can't say it because you don't want to jinx it.
Correct.
Yes,
Of course,
I feel
I'll
that.
accept it if it happens, but I'm not gonna predict it. And then MVP, I don't think it'll be SGA because I feel like he's gonna have more of a microscope on him, and he doesn't have the Jokic level, in my opinion, the Jokic level talent to like be guarded and still get to showcase all of his talent. Like Jokic, maybe if he doesn't score 20 points a game, he's going to have 15 assists. Like he could always do something. I don't feel like SGA, again, totally my opinion, I don't feel like he has that in his bag right now. Plus, I think that they're just going to be a juggernaut anyways, that he doesn't need to score 30 points a game. Like Chet Holmgren's going to have his 30-point game, or Jalen Williams, or who, like there's going to be other guys in that team that's going to be able to do something. He might have a couple quiet nights, and I think that is going to hurt him when it comes to voting. With that being said, I think Jokic is favored. I'm real tempted to say Jalen Brunson though,
Okay.
because
I mean,
Brunson was 28 points, I think, or 27.5 points a game on a team that was super stagnant on offense. You had a new coach this year. I mean,
and if he leads you guys to a 1 seed,
if he
very
leads us
much
to
could
a one
happen.
seed, he'll get big time votes. But would it surprise you if I told you Jalen Brunson scored average 30 points a game this year?
No.
And that's kind of my point. If he hits like the magic number of 30 per game, I think he's got it. Because he'll do less assists, as much as he's the point guard. He'll do less assisting, less rebounds, because he's going to be a focal point to score, because you have other talented guys around him. Like, this is easily the most talented Knicks team in my lifetime. And I don't know. We'll see. But if I had to put money on it, I would still say Jokic. He's too good, and he could do so much.
He is, yeah.
And if he cared about basketball as much as he cared about horse racing, he would be the greatest player to ever live. And before we get out of here, speaking of the greatest player to ever live, Shohei Ohtani.
Good Lord.
What do you do?
You can't put it to words. What?
I do think we are watching in real time, and we're not going to appreciate it now, but this 5 to 10 to 15 years when we have kids and we're having conversations with them, these are going to be the moments of oh yeah, I remember that game. Oh yeah, I remember that postseason run. Oh, I remember his career.
Mm-hmm.
And as awesome as Mike Trout was, I'm going to say was, not still is, because I think he's past his prime for sure, because injuries definitely derailed that, but it was so quiet when it was 5 MVPs or 6 MVPs, whatever. Yes, it was respected, but there was no postseason success. But for somebody to be able to do what Ohtani does, have a World Series, have MVPs, also be a Cy Young winning pitcher, or I don't always want a Cy Young yet, but be a starter level pitcher and have that kind of performance.
In the playoffs. In the playoffs.
In a closeout game.
Yes.
Of the NLCS against the number 1 seed Brewers.
It's giving Curry, it's giving Luka, LeBron,
Yeah.
These guys that when duty calls, they answer. And you don't want him to answer because you saw what that was. And I mean, he's launching him out the park 2.
They're not, dude.
It's not even close.
It's funny because you're sitting there and you're watching. Yeah, I didn't catch that game. I watched the highlights, and they're like, dude, are you again? If you're a Brewers fan going into the game, your heart's already in your stomach. You're like, Ohtani's pitching, and then he's just gonna put his gear on and smash the ball 500 feet. What are you supposed to do?
I think after that first at bat when he smashed it, you go
walk.
and you go to the concession stand and get 2 beers. And you're just like, well, I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah.
Like,
I might as well enjoy it.
Yeah.
I might as well just pull the phone out, start taking pictures whenever he's at
Hey, I was there that night, but that's me in the corner crying. But I was there. I was there.
Yeah, I will say that was the one for me. And Blue Jays did beat Seattle, so we'll have Toronto, LA, which I think it'll be fun. I think if I had to guess, I think LA will win, but I'll pull for Toronto. I don't care. Little drive-by cat.
Little drive-by, yeah. He had to get involved. I think it'll be interesting. Hopefully we don't see a sweep, because Dodgers could take that momentum and just put it away. But
I don't think we'll see a sweep. I do think Dodgers win it, and I'll say in 5. Yeah, Dodgers in 5. I think the Blue Jays probably take Game 2 at home. I think they go 1-1 back to LA, and I think it's over. I think the only chance that the Blue Jays have is if you got to take the first 2.
Yeah. Take the first 2 at home and
keep fingers crossed, hope for the best.
Yeah.
Hope that Ohtani isn't
win your
good.
matchups.
Hopefully he has the flu or something. But yeah, man, that's I think that does it for this week. We we definitely went over. Oh, Marcus Smart. Flagrant foul against Steph Curry.
I believe it. Yeah.
It's a flagrant 1.
Should be. It shouldn't be anything more.
Deemed unnecessary, yeah. Well, yeah. We will be back next week. Let me see what's that Knicks schedule looks like. How many games will we be in? By next Monday or Tuesday, we'll probably be 3 games in. Ooh, they play the Bucks next Tuesday. Okay,
nice.
So maybe 4 games in by the time we get back on here. But we'll have some early season NBA stuff. I will say we'll probably go full playoff predictions. What I think we'll have to do.
A few games in, get a couple looks at some people. It's super early, but at least get to see some of the new players and stuff.
Yeah, 82 games is so many games. That's so much better. Honestly, though, it's fun, though. I mean, I do. NBA season's a fun time because similar to, like, your baseball, there's something every night. Football is your weekend to weekend, which is fine, but for this, it's like, you flip through channels, and now that NBC has games as well, Peacock will have games, Amazon will have games, it'll be an every night kind of thing, just toss it on, see what we got, so.
Heck yeah.
That'll do for us. We got Golden State up by 7 right now. 5 minutes left in the first half. We'll see if they pull it out.
Getting bullied over here.
Get out of here. You guys know the deal. Like, subscribe, YouTube, Spotify, Apple, the whole gamut.
Hit everything. Hit all those notifications. We'll see you guys next time.